the core weaknesses. They are not to blame for your pain. So more evidence supports that the claim that bad posture or slouching is not the cause for your pain. In fact, muscle imbalances cause this to happen. Welcome back to another episode where I want to go through why just strengthening your core is not the solution for your back pain. I'm going to crack the myths on this topic for you and then actually give you solutions to how to improve that pain through biomechanics. As always, don't be shy. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. If you're doing isolating exercises and no compound exercises or no functional training, we're just focusing on that six-pack, you will create more muscle imbalances. Welcome back to another episode where we're going to talk about a topic that I believe is actually misunderstood when dealing with back pain. And that's when you're given the advice to go strengthen your core to ease your back pain, which I believe is an oversimplification of a complex issue. So let's dive a little deeper. Don't get me wrong, strengthening your core is important for spinal health and to a certain degree can ease your back pain, but when you're doing it correctly. Let's touch base on that later, but it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all solution. Let's say that somebody's giving you this advice and you automatically think that you need to go and get, pretty six packs or abs of steel. That's not what we want. The pretty six pack is exactly that. They're just pretty. They're not functional. So what we need to do is address the transverse abs. They're the ones that are deep into your core that wrap around your body and help support your spine. We need to address your hips, your pelvis, and your back muscles. Not just address them, but connect them together. But all these areas play a crucial role in balance, stability, and supporting your spine. These areas, balance, stability, and supporting your spine, they're going to improve your daily movements, your daily tasks. So strengthening these areas, strengthening and connecting, let's just not say strengthening, but strengthening and connecting these areas are now crucial for you to eliminate your pain and to prevent your back pain. So the comment, go strengthen your core to ease your back pain, to me is such a loose comment. If somebody says that to you, I want you to run for the hills, my friend. They're not the person to help you. If you've searched this advice on the internet, swipe away. That's not for you. What we need to look at is the underlying factors. Why are you in pain? What is your underlying factor? And as we know, it's completely different for everybody. I have a one-on-one coaching business where I get people out of pain, but nobody's the same. It's not a cookie cutter program. I have to address each person as an individual, personalize their program, and connect them back together. So it is important for a functional core for your pain. So don't get me wrong. Don't walk away from this podcast thinking, Lisa said I don't need a strong core. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the comment is very broad and we need to look at the specifics. This is why I say that comment, it is a bit of a complex issue when you want to achieve pain-free in your back by just strengthening your core. All right. We need to look a little bit deeper. We know that the core muscles help with our spinal health, but the end goal, let's say that you want to go and strengthen your core, connect your core and have a functional core. What is the end goal? The end goal is that you need your core to bear your weight. You need the core to adapt to increased loads. So things like sports, exercise, even just daily tasks, because these movements support your core, supports each of these movements. Now, I'm not just saying this because I need to get my opinion out there. It's research backed. Research has shown or has evidence that people with lower back pain have specific activation defects or muscle weaknesses in their core. So it's more that their defects are likely to the result of pain rather than its cause. Think about that. Okay, let's get a little bit deep in this podcast. So that's another reason why core stability is the answer of your back pain is such an oversimplified view to resolving your back pain. Let's get into some boring stuff. Not that I want to bore you, but what I mean by boring is let's get into the role of the core a little bit more. So before I can give you solutions, I want you to create a little bit more awareness of the core. Instead of just being told, let's go and strengthen the core, you go do sit-ups and planks, and then you're going to hurt your back even more. When we talk core, I've given you the areas of the abs, but when we talk core, we're nutting it down to the rectus abdominis. We're talking the transverse, the obliques, the erectus spinae, the multifidus, and the diaphragm. These all work together to support the spine. They help maintain your posture. And like the Lisa Maclean analogy, they're part of the suspension system. So if your car was running rough, you go and get the suspension looked at or fixed. When these muscles aren't connected, they're not functional, they're not working correctly, you don't just go and take your body to the mechanic to get fixed. Your suspension is running rough and we need to address it. So what's the point, you might say? Well, when we have all this connected and we have functional core, remember, I'm not talking about getting you the six pack. We get to an age where you just, six packs are made in the kitchen. They're not actually going to help your pain. We're talking pain. What's going to happen? Provide better support for the spine. Tick. Reduce the load on the back muscles and your vertebrae. Tick. That's what we want. This will now take the pressure off your spine and, take the contributing pain of these muscles away from your spine. Look, having correct posture is probably another podcast that I should do that's misunderstood as well. But correct alignment for correct posture is probably how I want to word it. And this can then prevent any future pain coming from these muscle imbalances. When we have muscle imbalances, just off topic for a sec, when we do have these muscle imbalances, they are like the ripple effect. They go north, south, east, and west. They'll just keep going. So we want to stop the development of pain through muscle imbalances. We're going to improve our efficiency through movements. Nobody wants to move with more energy and become more tired through movement. So what I mean by efficiency is correct alignment, correct posture, muscles doing their role, and we're walking with ease instead of feeling like our legs are heavy and it hurts through our hips and our back when we move. This now, when we're moving efficiently and ticking all the dots, like I just said, will improve the movement or distributing the forces throughout your body more evenly, which, hey, that's exactly what we want to improve your biomechanics. So while we know that improving our core strength is crucial, it's not the sole answer to easing your back pain. And this is several reasons. So it really does mean that we need to look at the underlying factors for your back pain. What is your journey? What is your story to why you're here? And then we connect the dots back together. So, for example, someone with a herniated disc will need a completely different set of exercises compared to somebody who's got osteoarthritis. And that's what I mean. They're two ends of the scales and just an example. So in addition to, hey, Lisa said that I need to go and get a functional core and it's going to ease my pain. Tick, yes, it's going to help your spinal health, but we do need to look at strength, not just stability, but we need to look at strength, flexibility, and mobility for you to move efficiently. Okay, that's head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Looking at the restrictions through your muscles as well. I like to say that when we talk about mobility isn't just stretches, it's looking at the restrictions so we have full range of motion. Knowing that you either reach out for me for help, or if you're in my program already, or you want somebody to help, if it's not me, it is a gradual process. And it does require personalized, tailored exercises so that you don't, injure yourself further, because this is so common. People going to do functional, or what they think is strengthening exercises, and they end up injuring themselves. So this is a big factor as well. So this means that sit-ups, planks, and all those core exercises that you probably think of when you're told core, strengthening your core, are not going to improve your daily movements. They're not going to make your movements more efficient. What we do need to do is rely on balance exercises, strengthening exercises that move your body through daily movements. I mentioned this in my functional training podcast. Even doing a squat that suits you and your body is actually imitating getting off the couch or getting off the dining room chair. These things are what we want to do. Move your body in a way that you move in daily movements. This is exactly what we need to connect these muscles and improve your spine stability. I just want to go through a couple of myths. People get told that their back is vulnerable to damage. But in reality, your spine is so adaptable, it's so robust, and it's supported by multiple muscles and ligaments that do keep it strong. So your spine is strong. So what happens now when we get told that it's actually fragile or vulnerable to damage, the misconception that your back now is weak, and this will often lead to fear, which you probably know already because you're in pain because you're listening to this. And now we have protective behaviors that can exacerbate the pain and hinder your recovery. So it keeps you in pain. It keeps you in that pain cycle. Your spine is strong. The muscle imbalances around it creates more pain than a broken bone. So that is a myth, definitely. And the second myth, I'm only going to give you three. There's plenty, but I'm going to give you three. Myth two that I think is super important. The topic we're talking about, the core is to blame. Like I've said, the core is important for spinal health, but it's not solely your focus. It's not solely the focus on improving and engaging core holding exercises like planks and sit-ups and crunches. This will only actually lead, when done incorrectly, to muscle tension, stiffness, and more pain. It's going to keep you in that pain cycle. So this is why the belief that core exercises are the way out for back pain, and I believe it's completely debunked. This, like I said, research shown, evidence shown. It's not just me giving you my opinion, but there's more effective ways for you to actually connect your core to improve your spinal stability. Another one that we've touched base on is posture. So back pain is caused by bad posture. Take it back to what I said beforehand in another article for research. The defects of muscle weaknesses is not the core weaknesses. They are not to blame for your pain. So more evidence supports that the claim that bad posture or slouching is not the cause for your pain. In fact, muscle imbalances cause this to happen. So if you go ahead and Lisa said, I need to improve my posture. So now you stand up in an upright fashion, really rigid. This can, again, create more muscle tension and then make your symptoms even worse. So we want to correct your posture through correcting your muscles and connecting your muscles back together. Knowing that posture can somewhat be generic, what is right for Debbie next door is not right for you. So we need to actually, again, tailor it to what you need, the underlying factors, and personalize it to you. But don't just stand up in a rigid fashion. Don't just squeeze that core when you're moving down the stairs, because we want to connect to create stability. That's the end goal. This brings me to explain to you that a weak core and a rigid core, or an overactive core, can both lead to back pain. And you're probably thinking, oh, Christ, Lisa, you're just confusing the fact now. But I just want to give you the facts because I feel like it's, like I said, it's completely misunderstood. So an overactive or an overtight ab muscle groups can lead to lower back pain, reducing flexibility, and again, putting excessive pressure on the spine. So very similar to weaknesses there. So by focusing just on the pretty muscles, the pretty six-pack muscles, without creating stability first. So going straight to the six-pack muscles without looking at the transverse abs and connecting all the muscles that we've already spoken about, this will, no doubt about it, lead you to muscle imbalances. Now, these muscle imbalances will lead you down the path of less range of motion through your joints. And this, my friend, is going to keep you stuck in the pain cycle. So along with weaknesses, like I've just mentioned, an overactive or overworked core muscles will give you things like lower back pain, knee pain. Let's even sprinkle ankle injuries in there. It's a ripple effect. Do I want to complicate this? No. Do you want answers? Reach out to me and I'll give you the answers and we can have a chat. But by just simply saying, go and strengthen your core to ease your back pain, I want to give you a little bit more awareness of how complex it can be. Hey, you know what? With the awareness, it's so simple. It's actually simple. Like the people in my program, it's not complex to them because I'm guiding them, but there's a few factors that you want to think about before you think, oh, I'm just going to go do some sit-ups or crunches or planks. It's not where we want to be. There's a few factors you actually need to think about. So what I'm trying to get at is the bottom line in this very misunderstood topic is don't avoid exercise. You're going to keep yourself in the pain cycle if you avoid exercise altogether. Have a clear understanding of your goal or the destination that you want to be in. But then also you've got to have a clear path of how to connect those dots again. It's not hard, but once you understand, you have the awareness, you understand, you have guides of what to do, then you can nut it out and do it, because otherwise we will overdo exercise. Otherwise we're going to overdo it. We're going to have overactive muscles and underactive muscles, and we're trying to get out of that. So if you're in pain and you don't have a clear path of how to do it, reach out, let's chat, and I can help you out, because there's nothing worse for me seeing somebody stay in the pain cycle when they think they're doing the right thing. Like I said, we will then maybe overdo it. If you're doing isolating exercises and no compound exercises or no functional training, we're just focusing on that six pack, you will create more muscle imbalances. What you want to do is condition and connect your body to move more efficiently. You want to have this support system doing its job role. You want the suspension system supporting each and every movement. We want to move efficiently. So the back is not delicate. The spine itself is not delicate. It's the muscle imbalances around it. That's what's playing havoc. So you don't have that spine supported. You don't have that supporting system. You don't have the suspension system working. We need to nut out how to connect those dots again. So Debbie next door might have an overactive glute med, and Barbara on the other side, the other neighbor of Barbara, she might have an overactive hamstrings. These all play different issues but give you the same pain. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anywho, the key to avoiding back and ab muscle pain lies in balancing the muscle strength. So balancing, connecting, conditioning your muscles so that they do their supporting role. They have their suspension role, and we stay in correct alignment. So staying in correct alignment gives us correct posture. Naturally provides our core to be connected for our spine health. We have correct balance, flexibility, range of motion. These are all actual crucial points in the journey of becoming pain-free. So a well-rounded core strengthening routine is what we want, that targets core muscles rather than just solely focusing on the ab muscles. So the six-pack. We don't want the pretty six-pack. We want function, people. We want function. So you've got to understand and effectively activate these muscles. There is ways to efficiently activate muscles and muscles like particular movements in the connecting process. So it is crucial to go step by step when we're improving our biomechanics. In improving, the end goal is to have a stable base, stable foundations for every movement, which will lead to better posture, less pain, easier movement, happy life. That's what we want. We want quality movements so that we become injury-free. So bottom line is having awareness of what we need to do and creating that step-by-step journey. Again, if you have issues or trouble or don't know what to do, you can reach out to me on Facebook, through email, admin@rebuildprogram.com.au, through my website, on my Instagram, I'm on TikTok. I'm absolutely everywhere. And I am more than happy to help to give you guidelines and to set you up. That's a wrap on yet another episode. If you love the info that you have heard, don't be shy. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Once again, share it on your socials. Get the love out there. I want to hit as many people that need help in getting out of pain. It can be frustrating. It can be lonely. Whack it on your socials. Tag me in it, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is, wherever you are. Whether you're in chronic pain, you've got a nagging injury, you're an athlete who wants to improve your performance, or you just want to damn right be more efficient in daily movements and be a better you, this podcast is for you. So stay up to date, like I said, by liking, following, subscribing. Then you'll get notified when I drop a new episode each week. On that note, I'm going to leave you until next time. Make it your mission to be more aware and to be a better you.